What is up, guys? Welcome to Straight Edge Wrestling. This week in wrestling's review of SummerSlam 2020, which was a good show. I enjoyed the whole show.
It was a very good show.
I think it may be the best pandemic era pay-per-view they've done.
I gotta admit, did they put more screens in for audience on that one than what they had on SmackDown?
No, I think they just showed new angles. I think they just
It
showed
did
you
seem
different
like
angles.
it went further up to the back.
Yeah, I think apparently on SmackDown they kept on cutting in and out, so you only got so the top rows kept on cutting out in and out, so you only saw them every now and then. So this time you could actually see the whole effect of the Thunderdome. But anyway, please like and subscribe to us here. Well, we're going to go through and break down all the matches and things and what we liked, disliked, what we think is going to come from SummerSlam, because there was a lot to unpack in it, really. Let's start off with the big news, though. So Roman's back.
Yep, I'm happy about that. It means I've got to get a new Roman t-shirt.
Yeah,
I'm happy about that. I can't afford it right now.
Yeah, so he no one had that news. No one knew he was coming back. They sort of they were speculating that maybe soon he'll come back, but no one had the news, which is a first for WWE because everything normally leaks through their leaky machine that is Bruce Pritchard or Paul Heyman. But so I think that was a great close to the show. Actually, a surprise for once.
Yeah, but it now feels like you got three heels all trying to battle for the Universal title.
Yeah. That Roman thing was weird because it's like they're obviously not going to make him a heel, but like he's gonna do that Steve Austin tweener thing, where he's just.
I don't know. They might do because people want to see us Roman Reigns as a heel. So
yeah, but
they want the TV ratings. So,
but I think they just want Roman. They just want anyone that's actually a star on their show. And I tell you, he looked jacked. He's got massive, and like everyone was saying. Yeah, everyone was saying like when he was off, because he was posting all pictures of him in the gym working out and stuff, and like The Rock even commented on it about how much bigger he'd gotten and stuff. About God, I hope he comes back. He's not wearing this stupid Shield gear still. Like they actually let him change his look and persona and move away from the Shield and drop the Shield music and drop the Shield bloody clothes and stuff that he's been wearing since he debuted.
Maybe he just likes the trousers. I don't mind. I like wearing trousers like
that. Do the cargo trousers. He doesn't need the stupid vest. The only reason they have him in that vest, which he said he hates, is because it's merch. They sell the vests to kids. That's literally the only reason.
Kids aren't fucking buying that. That's way too fucking expensive.
No, they sell them, don't they? They sell the little plasticky ones at the house shows, which obviously don't exist anymore, but they sell them at the house shows, like AJ's gloves and things. They do all that. But yeah, it was an interesting end because it was a Roman that you don't really see. Also, he's got the most ridiculous new white teeth that he's had fake veneers put in. I was like, Jesus Christ, what the hell was that? That was funny. But yeah, I like that. I like the fact that it means that, but do you know what the problem is? SmackDown's ratings aren't the ones that are really suffering. It's Raw. And he's a SmackDown guy. Oh, I bet he's going to be jumping brand to brand.
You can only do that 4 times, though.
Oh, yeah. They're going to ignore that. That's gone. Roman's back. Rules are out the window. But yeah, the show opened, the pre-show opened, I should say, with firstly with Renee Young acknowledging the fact that she is done with WWE, and she posted a statement today, sort of thanking everyone, saying that she's moving on to whatever new things, which is a shame. And then we went to MVP versus Apollo Crews for the US title, and obviously Apollo Crews picked up the win. MVP got new gear, got new music, got new everything, which looked cool. Neither of us really wanted that finish.
Gotta be honest, didn't see that match.
Yeah, I gather you don't really watch pre-shows.
If it's got new gear and new thing, I'm gonna have to have a quick look at it.
Yeah, looks quite cool. The Hurt Business things, they've all got all new logos and gear, and I quite like it. It's quite a good look. And then the main show kicked off with a SmackDown Women's Championship with Bayley versus Asuka.
That was a good match.
Yeah, and do you know what I think about this? It was like this one was more story, and the second one was like a match. Like Sasha's one was like a match. So this was like part one and then you got
Second
part
one
two.
seemed more like Sasha doing old ways and getting carried away with stuff, if I'm honest.
They were killing each other. But yeah, so I think that like these two matches together told like a beautiful little story between them. I really enjoyed them both. Obviously, the second one was the better for a match, an in-ring match. This one was good though as well.
This first one was a bit where so the announcers could tell a story into the second one for how it ends.
Yeah, exactly. I like the beat down at the end. Work on the leg and all that. So then
It's not
leading
even
into
that,
the next
with
one.
how the announcers said in the first one, where Sasha took the hit, Bayley didn't.
Yeah.
Well, that's because Bayley was smart and was trying to duck out of the way to hit her again, but
Yeah, it was great because then when you lead into the Sasha match, Sasha, it was like Sasha was there for Bayley and Bayley wasn't there for Sasha, so it leads to that.
I was noticing the thing, and I knew it was going to be coming a bit more because she wasn't doing as much, but then she did sort of step up,
a little bit,
ducked out of the way, and then was going in and got it herself. So
yeah, but that's their story they're telling now. Is Sasha was there for Bayley and Bayley wasn't there for Sasha, and I like that. It's not as out there as a couple months back when Corey Graves was just like, so are they breaking up? Are they going to fight each other? Just constantly on commentary, and you're like,
well, no offense, he still done that. Let's be honest, he did it.
I think he did Friday. Did he do it this Friday? Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
it's like, he did it on the interview, didn't he? Yeah.
All we got to do now is wait for next week when they lose tag team titles to whoever.
Yeah,
kind of confused why they haven't already started like this week. At least do a match for some kind of qualify thing for it instead of just hitting next week. But then let's just do a random match. At least that way, next week you got a bit of a chance for a story.
I don't even know who it's going to be. Like the Iconics.
Well, no, some people were rumouring about having Asuka and Shayna Baszler doing it.
Oh God. Yeah.
I can now see that Asuka's got the women's championship is going to be potentially Shayna Baszler and
someone.
Jax. Those three.
Yeah. So it's so bizarre to me that they're running a freaking pay-per-view back-to-back weekends, so there's no build for the second one.
It's pointless.
Yeah. But then we had the Raw Tag Team Championship match. The Street Profits defeating Angel Garza and Andrade. I like this match. They went at about 1,000,000 miles an hour.
Yeah, it was completely different to how the WWE Championship speed level was.
Yes, it was like two different ends of the spectrum. I have no idea why the hell Kevin Owens was out there, other than to announce the KO show coming back at the end of the night, tomorrow or today. So other than that, I have no idea why he was on commentary.
I don't know. It's a bit like you look at NXT with the amount of WWE wrestlers that either just appeared or were on commentary.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah. Just so weird that I was like, he's a good commentator, so it was just I kind of thought he was going to play a role in it somehow. I don't know why, but yeah, no, that was the match was good though.
Kevin Owens not playing much of a role in any kind of story at the minute. He's just helping other stories out.
Yeah, he doesn't really have a role like in any storyline.
At the moment, he's pretty much the Raw part of what Miz and John Morrison are for SmackDown.
Yeah.
Try and help other storylines and wind things up and get more bits in to help with stuff.
Yeah. There was a point on in Angel Garza and Andrade vs Street Profits, which I love so much. Do you remember Alberto Del Rio used to do that stupid move where he'd hang them from the corner and he'd stomp them, he'd double stomp them as they're hanging from the corner. So I've always hated that move.
Right, Sasha does.
Yeah, I've always loathed that move because it makes the person hanging there look like a doofus, like hanging there just waiting to take the stomps. And this was the first time where like Andrade and Angel Garza did it, where one of them held him on the court when he was down, and then the other one stomped. And it's like, yeah, that makes tons more sense. That's always been like my pet hate of any move that anyone does, mainly because also it was Del Rio. But people do it all the time. Sasha does it, as you said. Like Seth Rollins has done it. Loads of the 205 guys do it all the time. They do it in AEW all the time, and it's like, it just makes the other person look like a doofus. What did you think of Mandy Rose and Sonya?
I really enjoyed it, and I really love the fact that Mandy Rose actually has improved an awful lot in the ring.
Yeah, although I have to point out the one spot with the table when she couldn't flip that table over. That was one of the most like excruciating things ever. Just
when
please,
it comes
please, please,
to women
please,
matches in WWE and tables, that seems to be their nemesis.
Yeah, it was like, oh, please, please, just get it over, please get it over. But no, I really loved the match, and I didn't realize someone pulled up the stat where the person with the worst record in pay-per-views in WWE before this was Mandy Rose, 12-0. She'd lost every single match. And the second to that was Sonya Deville with 11-0. So now Sonya's got the worst. Sonya's got the worst thing, and Mandy's now got 12-1. So yeah, I didn't realize that they've never won a pay-per-view match.
Look at it though, Mandy Rose has just got to work on her finishing of moves because she's at that bit where you can see where she's holding back, so she looks a bit sluggish. Especially if she's going to use the knee as a finisher.
I was about to say that some of the knees looked very good. Some of them were a bit like whatever, but some of them looked like she was really laying them in there. No, I enjoyed it. And I liked Otis coming down at the end and then her trying her best to do the caterpillar. That was so funny. But no, it means obviously Sonya Deville gets her time off.
Gets to go to AEW now, yeah?
Gets to go to AEW, yeah. I'm imagining that she's still signed to like another 2, 3, 4 years or something.
Well, technically, she just had a match that got her sacked from the company. So
yeah. How many times has that happened in WWE history? How many I quit and last matches have happened, and then they're back the next week?
I quit match. They're always bad, I think, because that's the stipulation. It hasn't done anything for anymore. It just means
it just means they quit the match. Yeah. Yeah,
not
which was never the point.
You're now sacked from WWE.
Yeah, which was never the point because that's what it originally was, wasn't it? It was originally.
Normally, what they used to do back in the day was word it a bit better that you lose the brand.
Yeah,
especially when you had the 2 shows.
Yeah. We had Seth Rollins and Dominic Mysterio. I loved this match. I thought it was exactly what it needed to be. Yeah, and I like that Seth Rollins was wearing like the purple gear. It was like an homage
to Eddie Guerrero,
Halloween Havoc. Yeah, Halloween Havoc. I think 97. I love that. And Ray was actually wearing shoes with the same design on them as well, with Eddie Guerrero's name and stuff written on it.
I love the way you had Ray's wife involved.
Yeah, I like that. I thought that was really cool. Honestly, when Seth Rollins was going after the mum, I was like, oh no, oh god, this is going to become a real thing. He's going to take her eye out as well. I did like, and at one point, I loved the trash talking. Seth was like bitch slapping Dominic and literally was shouting at Ray, "Are you sure this is your son and not Uncle Eddie's?" And I thought that was great. And it just, he looked great. Like he genuinely looked good. Dominic did the frog splash that he hit off of, which he got ridiculous height on it. The frog splash looked awesome. I know
he's going to do well. Let's be honest, from how he's now started, he can only get better.
Yeah, exactly. Like he was never going to be shitty, was he? Rey Mysterio was never going to let his son go in there and shit the bed in his first match. It was always going to be something. I like quite a bit. There was a lot of like, oh, did you see his gear like with the hood? That was weird. Like he had a mask on the hood, which every time he was running, it was like just flapping in front of his face and like getting everywhere. I'm thinking that cannot be a sensible wrestling attire. I did like the fact that we said this before, that it seems as though he's going to have a mask at some point.
Just seems pointless now. Where'd you go? Can't hear a word you're saying.
Oh, son of a bitch. There we go. Yeah. I don't know what happened there. It just muted myself, and I wasn't even touching anything. But yeah, they're obviously going to go. I'm assuming the way in which this is going to go is to a tag team match, right?
I don't know, because I kind of want this feud to be over with now.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just assuming that Payback, like next week, is going to be the end of it, of a tag team match.
I don't know, because if Aleister Black's coming back for Kevin Owens' show, that's probably going to be part of the story that will lead into that one.
Yeah. Well, it could be Aleister Black, and I don't know, because I see lots of people having sort of like mixed emotions about what to do with Dominic now. In that, do you now send him down to NXT to like train and be trained up there, rather than keeping him on the main roster and letting him train in front of a national audience? Like, do you send him down to the performance center and let him train there, or do you give him his win back in a tag match or whatever, and then let him improve on the main roster? It's a weird one.
Well, some people have got more or less onto the main roster have done quite well. So
yeah, I don't think anyone's ever had their very first debut match on the main roster and then stayed there though. That's never happened, I don't think.
Yeah, we'll see.
We had Sasha Banks. We've already discussed that. So
yep.
We had the WWE Championship match. Drew McIntyre defeating Randy Orton with a roll up.
Yeah,
to retain the title.
It was a bit like what with that finish.
Yeah, it was a weird, because the whole match was kind of, I get what they were doing. The whole match though was kind of built around the RKO versus the Claymore, and who's going to hit the finisher, and then the finisher doesn't end the match. So like they wanted to try and be surprising. I don't know how many times you hear Michael Cole or one of the other announcers say the phrase, "Oh, I never saw that coming."
Well, because it would have been Michael Cole, because he wasn't doing the announcement.
No, I'm not just. I'm talking about throughout the whole show. How many times that you heard all of them say, "I never saw that coming," because it was a tagline of the damn pay-per-view was, "You'll never see it coming." So every damn finish was, "Oh, I didn't see that coming. Oh, I didn't see that coming."
I've got to admit, I am this year now getting a bit fed up with these pay-per-views having a normal name, but then having the second title,
and and they overdo it. They overuse it so much to ad nauseum. But I liked Drew and Randy. I thought it was a very good like wrestling match, very good slow methodical wrestling match. I just now don't know what happens from here.
They'll have a rematch next week, and who knows? Randy Orton might win it.
Yeah, I don't think this has killed Randy's momentum the way in which like we kind of thought it would have done, just because of the way in which the finish.
No, I was hoping what they'd do, because I think it slowed his momentum a little bit. But I was hoping what they'd do afterwards is they'd afterwards attack Drew.
Yeah.
At least that way afterwards you've then got something that can then lead into him next week.
Yeah, I thought that as well. It was weird to me because that last bit after the match took so long, right? Like they were hanging around and kept on going. The camera kept going to Randy, just sitting on the outside.
Randy Orton sitting there in shock.
Yeah, it just kept on going to him. So I was expecting something out of him, not just to sit there.
That's kind of while this match was going on. I was like, if Drew wins it, I hope Randy Orton
punts him.
Doesn't punt him, because then technically you don't have a fucking WWE champion.
Hey, unless he does the Shawn Michaels sell.
Yeah, look at
Shawn. He actually kicks him.
He cried about it earlier on, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
But they didn't come along, and now I'm like that. Where you just sort of slowed down Randy Orton's momentum. You could have fucking had it up there.
Yeah, my thing now is sort of with Randy is we do the rematch with Drew probably, but then what with Randy? Like he's killed all the legends that can still physically move. It's a weird one with it. And then same with Drew. Like, where does Drew go? Because Raw doesn't really have that many stars, that many like.
Could be Dominic.
Yeah. Do you know what's really funny is like when you see Dominic next to Ray, he's like so much taller than Ray, and then when he's in the ring with anyone else, you're like, oh, he's actually not that tall. He's just Ray's a lot shorter.
Well, it sort of does, but what doesn't help as well with him is how skinny he is as well.
Yeah, he's like as tall as he's like literally only just taller than the top rope. And when he got in the ring at SummerSlam, I was like, I don't know why. I just thought he was so much taller. But yeah, it's like, oh, it's because Ray's like 5'6", so of course he's going to look like a giant next to him anyway. But yeah, that's the thing. I don't know what happens with Drew here. Like, I literally can't think of anyone. He had this Seth feud straight away, unless Kevin Owens is going to be allowed to actually wrestle.
I don't know. As I say, right now, it's just going to be a bunch of mostly rematches for next week.
Yeah, but I mean, that's only 2 shows. We've only got friggin', one Raw, 1 SmackDown, and then what? Yeah. And then what happens on the Monday after Payback? This makes no sense.
I don't know what's going on through next Payback show, because a lot of more surprises and things could happen.
Yeah, maybe.
We've got to get to that show to then work out why we want to win completely.
No, but No, but in my mind, there's no one even potentially that can go up on a WWE Championship match because they've not built anyone yet, and they can't build someone in a week.
Why do you think they're bringing some very big black man who just lost his NXT title to Raw?
Yeah, my assumption and the rumor mill is that he's going against Seth. That it's him and Seth that are going to have the story, the Bask in My Glory versus the Messiah. That's the rumor mill.
What's the point?
Everyone gets Seth when they come on the main roster. Everyone gets Seth.
Why is Aleister Black not getting this fucking story with Seth right now after having Buddy take his eye on his orders? Yeah,
well, that seems to be the rumor mill that after Payback it will be Aleister Black and Seth before Seth disappears for the end of the year. I don't even know.
Because I just lost my title to come up to Raw. I want my
I'm going to say this, at least he's not getting Baron Corbin. At least they're not debuting him on SmackDown and feeding him Baron Corbin like every other person that debuts gets Baron Corbin, and they beat him for 4 months straight, and then they don't do anything with him, like Matt Riddle.
What is Matt Riddle at the moment? So
no, apparently he's scheduled for Payback. Apparently that's his show. He's not got SummerSlam, but he gets Payback. So I think you can tell who they're like A team and their B team as to who they're scheduling on what shows. I'm trying to think what the show is for October. So September, October. So we've got Payback August 30th, then Clash of Champions September 20th, and then we've got Hell in a Cell. All right, yeah. I was thinking about what was in September. God, that means we've only got 3 weeks between Payback and a pay-per-view as well. So that's 3 pay-per-views within a month.
Yay.
Yeah.
They were stepping down from doing so many pay-per-views and sticking to 12.
They did, didn't they? They rolled it all back, but because that was the whole point, wasn't it? They moved away from doing individual branded pay-per-views like Raw pay-per-view or SmackDown pay-per-view to bringing them together for that exact reason. But anyway, the main event of this show of SummerSlam, it says I didn't like the match all that much. I thought the match was just okay. I think really it was all
5-star match, was it?
No, I think it was all in the finish, wasn't it? That was the whole point. Like it was all supposed to be in the finish. I like the fact they went backstage and stuff a little bit, but they didn't really last long.
I thought Braun was going to get proper sick and twisted and actually start using the Stanley knife on the Fiend.
Yeah. Also, this was never announced as a Falls Count Anywhere match until Saturday afternoon.
Oh, so once again, they announced it before the match.
It wasn't Sting and Triple H.
What do you mean? They've done it multiple times like that.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, it wasn't Sting and Triple H, when the match started and they started using weapons and then they suddenly go, oh, yeah, this is no DQ. And you're like, okay, cool. My favourite thing about that was Braun going and getting that freaking Stanley blade, tearing up the thing just to immediately be dropped on it. So he did. It was like, well done, Braun.
You know what? I was actually generally hoping what he was actually going to do was cut Bray's mask off.
Mask off. That was what I thought. I think the commentator said that as well. I can't remember who, but one of them said, "Oh, he's obviously going to go cut that mask off," and he just started hacking at the ring mat.
So,
yeah. And then obviously we got a new Universal Champion. The Fiend is Universal Champion.
Yeah.
So, remind me again here. We beat the Fiend with Goldberg, so that Roman would have Goldberg. And then Roman pulled out of that.
Goldberg's going to come back, beat the Fiend.
Oh, please, let me start again. Yeah, they're like, look, we'll get back to exactly where we were before. Oh, don't even joke about that because I can see him doing it. God damn it. Yeah, no. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, but then Roman makes...
I was joking. I didn't get some internal news.
Honestly, yeah, Roman then hits a spear on the Fiend like almost immediately after winning.
If you're the commentators, you don't recognise Roman for like the first 30 seconds.
The second he came flying out the right hand side of the screen, I was like, "Oh, Roman!" Oh, but I tell you what, once again, that WWE production lets it down with when he's wailing on him with the steel chairs. They're doing that damn zoom and shaky cam, zoom, shaky cam, zoom, shaky cam. I implore anyone to go back and watch Roman's return there and not feel a little bit seasick at the end of it. It's like they can't help themselves.
You know what? I know when he was doing the right thing and doing that slight heel thing, I was actually starting to think I'm hoping maybe he's the leader of a certain retribution group.
I've seen lots of people say that as well. In that, like,
I quite like it. The heelish big group, Roman. Let's say everyone's been talking about Roman apparently disliking WWE while he's been away.
As has Roman. Like, Roman's spoken out about wanting it as well. So if they actually listen to him, I'll be over the moon, because I've never liked babyface Roman. If he's the head of Retribution, even better, because it stops them looking like doofuses.
Well, maybe they should start listening to their wrestlers a bit more. Or end up with another Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
Or a contract like that. Yeah, I'd rather go enjoy what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the paycheck.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, like, even someone like Roman, he's not really getting a say in what he's doing there. You know, they don't really let anyone have a say. If they do,
don't get me wrong. Between AEW and WWE, they're both sort of a bit. WWE's way too strict. AEW is way too relaxed. And both companies need to find a bit of a balance.
Yeah, there's a nice balance between having someone with a long-term story vision working with the talent, rather than, hey, go out there, here's a live mic and say what you want for 10 minutes. Unless you're MJF.
Yeah, I got me his stuff on Saturday. It was quite funny with his injuries.
Yeah. But anyway, that was our SummerSlam 2020 review. We've got more wrestling. We've got another pay-per-view in 7 days' time to look at whether or not.
I don't know if I can handle this much wrestling.
Yeah, whether or not it's actually going to be anything worthwhile, we're yet to know, because they haven't really announced anything for it.
I'll find out Sunday morning what the card for Friday will be.
Yeah, as the matches are coming out, as they're coming down the ramp, we'll figure out what the matches are going to be. But anyway, head on over and follow us on Twitter at SEW_podcast. We're going to be reviewing all the shows all week and breaking news as and when it happens. Like and subscribe to us here on this channel. We'll see you next time. We are out.